What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. So, in light of this whole Ryan Garcia thing, and the way he threw that word around, the way the word racist is thrown around nowadays. Now, on that one, I still don't believe he's racist. I think he was drunk and dumb, and he's gonna pay a heavy price. And there's nobody that can explain it away. You don't talk like that. Period. Right. So, but I wanted to talk about racism in the California Youth Authorities, especially in Paso Robles, where I was at. I started in Paso, and I paroled from YTS. I did a video on this a few years back, but I wanted to just rehash the story. In all my time doing time, I started doing time at the age of 13. I stopped doing time at the age of 43. From the age of 13 to 43, I probably had 15 months on the streets. I was an idiot. And from juvenile hall to group home, camp, California Youth Authority, and the Department of Corrections, I can tell you the place that I did time that was the most racist was in Paso. And the California Youth Authority, it was Paso. YTS wasn't even like that. There was something about Paso. I remember homies would come from Nellis, right? And they would come to Paso. And they would talk about the difference between Paso and Nellis was, in Nellis, it was mainly just gangbanging. A lot of gangbanging. In Paso, you had to gangbang on your enemies. There were rules dictating how you had to handle your business with your enemigos, your raza, right? But then there was always the tension between black and brown. And there was riots a lot between black and brown. So Paso had the gangbanging, and then we had to get together to get off, and then you go right back to gangbanging. They had rules. Raza from Southern California had rules. A lot of reglas, they would call them. The rules, the reglas, right? On how to conduct yourself. And the rules, I'm not going to get into all the rules. I don't even remember all the rules. But I will say this. The rules were basically geared with a focus on two things. One, personal cleanliness at all times. The second thing was the blacks. I did a video. One of my biggest videos, I think it is the biggest video on my channel, and it had to do with why in the joint, in the California Department of Corrections, the raza don't get down with hands with the blacks, right? And the haters jumped all over that. Oh, because you're scared, this and this and that. But they overlooked the fact that raza don't fight each other head up with fists. They don't fight whites, others, anybody. In level 4 180s, level 4s, period, there's not going to be fist fights. It's going to be a knife fight. Or the other guy don't want his knife. The other guy, the Southerner, will have one. That's the rules dictate. Politics dictate. Don't waste anybody's time with a fucking fist fight. Fucking sixth graders fist fight because they can't communicate. You get in the joint, you get in level 4. The rules are different. However, in the California Youth Authority, everybody got down all day long. So the ones that say, "Oh, because you guys are cowards," this and that, I always say, you must not have been in YA, right? And it's no secret in YA, juvenile hall, the joint, for the most part, blacks are bigger, right? But it's instilled in raza. Fuck that. It doesn't matter who it is, whether he's black, white, Asian, it doesn't matter. There are expectations of you and how you're going to conduct yourself and how you're going to handle your business. But as I said, certain rules were dictated. They were focused. They were in response to blacks. That's how the California Youth Authority was. That's how Paso was. And there's one, I remember one, because I ran a compa at one point. And it was my responsibility to, when somebody new would come, we'd run them down what was expected of them. And if a black dude's walking and bumps into you and doesn't say, excuse me, you had to take off. If you were walking on a movement, that's what they called it when you moved out of your unit towards where was it, the chow hall, whether it was to the handball courts, to the pool, whatever. When they moved the whole dorm, it was called a movement, right? And so when you're on movement, when you're walking anywhere, if a black person gave you a flat tire, those of you that know what a flat tire is, if you don't, like you're walking and somebody maybe isn't paying attention or too close behind you and they step on the back of your shoe and the back part of your shoe goes under your foot, that's a flat tire. If a black person were to do that and not say, hey, excuse me, you had to get off. And I remember there were times dudes would be, just starting, little guys, and they would be like, hey, Holmes, but what if I can't whoop his ass? Because we would tell them, like, look, Holmes, if they bump into you, don't say nothing, or they give you a flat tire, they don't say nothing, any kind of contact, and they don't say, hey, excuse me, Holmes, and show that respect, punch him in the mouth. I used to tell them, punch him in the mouth, because that's what I was told, punch him in the mouth. And they would say, but what if I can't whoop his ass? I said, oh, well. But if he does it again, you're going to punch him in the mouth again. Sooner or later, people get tired of getting punched in the mouth. All you're asking for is respect. But see, as raza, you couldn't say if they bump in you, hey, apologize to me. No. It had to come natural. And if it wasn't about punking nobody. It was about trying to be respectful. But as far as the raza, you had to get off. Because we were, regardless of what people like to say, we were outnumbered. The raza was extremely outnumbered back then. I'll give you an example. Nipomo. Nipomo's a dorm that I was on with Chinaman, with Damian Porter. Check out his channel, man. Great channel, Damian Porter. The dorm that we were on, there was I know there was 3 whites. I think it was 13 Southerners. There was no Asians. It's a 75-man dorm. So the raza could not give an inch. They couldn't backpedal an inch because then it was going to be all bad. We had to, and out of the dudes that were on our compa, on our dorm, 2 of them, the raza were no good. Levas. So they couldn't be counted on for shit. And they weren't. Now, I'm going to tell you an incident. Oh, here's another trippy one. When we go to the chow hall, if you sat down at the table and you were the first one to grab the salt shaker, when you grabbed the salt shaker, you poured salt on the ground. And then you salted your food. And believe that there were going to be raza watching. I used to tell people all the time, assume somebody's watching you at all times. And the reason why they did that stupid ass shit is because a black dude might have used it before you. And so you have to dump it and then put it on your food. You were not supposed to. You were allowed to talk to blacks, but you were not allowed to initiate the conversation. As soon as they started talking, you could be, hey, yeah, what's up, Holmes, this and that. Now, I have said, and Damian Porter, Chinaman, has said, even in that environment, me and him were really cool, man. There were blacks that I got along with very well. but it was the most racist environment I ever did time in. Anything that a black person touched, a Mexican from Southern California was not allowed to use. And the blacks knew this. And there were times when they utilized it to their advantage and it would cause friction. I'll give you an example. After you go to dinner in Paso, there's snacks. It could be a pan of cookies, a sheet pan, and it's full of cookies, and everybody in the dorm gets a cookie, right? It could be bananas. It could be whatever. It could be apples. And the blacks would always make sure that not only did they grab the snacks, but that they were going to hand them out. No raza could eat them once the blacks were handing them out, even if they had gloves on. Stupid rule. But it was a rule, and you had to follow it or you'd get smashed. I was on a dorm, and there was a staff member, and he was from Spoonie G, Crip, in Bakersfield. And if I remember right, there was 3 Spoonie Gs that were on our dorm doing time. And so they were very close with this dude, right? And I don't remember if it was 4th of July or something like that, but they threw a barbecue. And the staff member that was from Spoonie G was making it a point to flip the meat, flip the chicken on the barbecue with his hands. He'd be flipping it and flipping it. And all the raza were looking like, it's fucked up, man. They're doing this shit on purpose. That was the compa, that was the dorm that I was running. And so I told all the homies, hey, get a plate. And they were like, nah, homies, that shit's leva now. And I was like, get a fucking plate and line up on the fence, right? So that staff member and you know, his homies and a lot of the blacks were happy. They were like, yeah, he touched that. None of these Mexicans are going to get any of this chicken, none of this meat, whatever it was, potato salad. I don't remember the whole damn thing. But they were happy. They were like, this. They were, in their mind, they're going to get the extras. They came up. So when it came time to serve, I told them, hey, get in line. Everybody got in line, and you could see the blacks were like, and some of them were saying like, hey, man, that dude touched that shit. And homies like, yeah, I know. All the raza went through, and everybody got a plate. And the homies are looking at me like, the fuck, eh? And then once everybody got served, and I knew that everybody was watching, I told the homies, hey, throw it in the trash and spit on it. And everybody, all the raza went over there and threw it in the trash and spit on it. Looking back, I understand how stupid the rules were. I understand that raza were trying to instill discipline in their people that were outnumbered, smaller, and they were creating hatred in their hearts. That incident right there was fucked up. Throwing food away, people shouldn't be throwing food away. Anybody who's an adult understands that. But that was also devious. The plan, touch the food, lick your fingers. Make sure none of these Mexicans get nothing. See, it was a two-way street, man. That's why I laugh when people say how racist Mexicans from Southern California are. I'm like, damn, I encountered a lot of racism there. I've said a gang of times, man, the California Youth Authority was poison. It's one of the worst experiments ever on kids. It created killers. You know, I was talking to Hoodie from the Hood a few weeks ago. And he, you know, I lived in San Diego. In San Diego, when there was the whole beef between brown and black that was, you know, that hit LA County, hit Ventura, Santa Barbara County, it didn't touch San Diego. They've always got along out there for the most part. Always got that shit didn't affect them like that. And Hoodie from the Hood was telling me that he had a homeboy that went to YA, and when he got out of YA, hated Mexicans guts. All hated Mexicans. That's what YA did, and that's what jail can do. This is why I do these videos, man. You know, I know there's going to be some trolls that'll probably cut this up and make it look like I'm talking about a current mindset when I'm not. I'm talking about the mindset of kids, evil-ass kids, hateful, spiteful, angry kids. The California Youth Authority was the place where you saw the most peacocking. Peacocking meaning dudes with their chest down. There was no hands-off policy. Like I said, it didn't matter what ethnicity you were. If somebody got on your nerves, bust them in the mouth. Didn't matter. You can get down with whoever. People weren't safe there. If you had your chest out, man, Holmes, you ain't all that, Holmes. Let's go get down. Let's go. And it was a place where everybody was fighting to be that alpha male. And things would get ugly. You would see dudes that didn't have that in them get turned out. You didn't see that in the joint. The adult system, there's a lot of protections in place through the politicking, through the politics. The politics dictate everything. That's like when I do my Wes Watson videos and they're like, people that don't know, it's obvious they've never been in prison, especially in California, and they're Westonites, they're Westies. They support him no matter what. And they're like, well, you weren't in the same prisons with him, so you don't know. And I'm like, the politics dictate everything. Fuck the prison. It's the politics. The politics in California, whether you were in the California Youth Authority or you were in the California Department of Corrections, they dictate how you're going to carry yourself and how you're going to react. It's clear cut. You have a choice, though. If you choose not to react the way your faction dictates, they will get rid of you. But you had the choice. Anyways, I don't want to drag this out. Wow, this is already almost 20 minutes long. I'm almost 18 minutes in. I want to get this out to you guys right now. So if you like the video, do me a favor, hit the like. The month started rough because of the holidays. Everybody's back on the grind today. It's Monday. Hopefully everybody made it through the weekend safe. Everybody please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.